Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, we're finally into game. I want to off myself. It's
It's
time.
happening!
It's time. We have teams, we have players. We're getting into game. On the blue side, we have
Dang.
Team Flash on them. With Benbow in the top lane, Darkonia jungle, I'm Alfarius in the mid lane, Strucio on the Lucian, and Dromer on Braum.
Pretty pretty name for the Lucian. For some reason that sounds like Lucian. Um, on the other side, Team Scuttle, we have Wumumu on Colette, Danger Moose 125 on Kindred. We have Super Sop on 2000 on Swain. We have Toku Sentai on Kaisa, and we have Kagura Mori on Morgana. Looking like a pretty spicy game.
It apparently it was a pretty spicy game, according to the players who are in. And there was a level 2 first blood that had happened in the previous game that we had a little bug in. So they will be I don't know what the word for it is.
Redone.
Yeah, it'll
Same exact thing.
yeah it'll happen again.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, they're gonna reorchestrate the level 2 first blood so that that is at least remade. We can't completely remake the kindred marks that like the kindred RNG that we can't really control that, but
Unfortunately.
we can control the first blood that went down, um, and that's gonna happen. I'm not sure exactly how that happened because we didn't see it, but yeah, we will see it happen.
Thankfully, yeah. Uh, I actually had the same issue a while ago with my team playing versus I think Absolute Zeros, and once again the spectator wasn't working. Looks like we're gonna see a gank here top lane. Kindred is coming in.
Yeah, Kindred is gonna come in top. I think this was the gank that I was talking about. Benbo is just trying to get some CS. I think that
First,
was the first blood that came out.
you can see his team's pinging him and everything.
I
Question
like
mark?
oh
Question mark?
oh man, why you doing that? It's so bad. Now
That's pretty much the only counter to Aatrox.
that 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 was that was what happened first game, which is why that seemed pretty lackluster. That's why it seemed like Benbow wasn't like trying to avoid that at all. It's because he wasn't. He did actually die to that gank in the first game, and so he decided they both teams agreed that it was only fair that that happened again. And so yeah, they did that. But now everything's gonna continue as normal. It was about this point where in the game where we told them they had to remake because it's now about 3 minutes in when yeah anyway you guys get it.
Yeah, basically.
So we have here an interesting start. We have a nice little CS lead for the Zac because the Kindred went for that early kick topside.
Yeah, level 2 gank on Aatrox. Literally the only way to beat him if you gank him like level 1 as a jungler that's high gank. Like, Kindred has excellent ganks anyways, so... Yeah, one counter to make sure that Aatrox doesn't have that good of an early game.
Yeah. Oh.
Some nice bindings coming down.
Yeah, but a really good Dord coming up in the face of Strucio. Dromer taking a lot of damage for him. So, yeah, that.
I'd like to point out the Doran's shield start actually by Lucian. I always comment on this, like aggressive laners taking a more defensive start. It's always interested me. It's like, I don't really think it's that good in the situation. I think Doran's play would have been better, but it's just something interesting to note.
Yeah, I agree. It's something that I kind of feel it's a nice little mix when you have a nice aggressive bot lane. You can go like Doran's Blade and capitalize on that, but that leaves you pretty open if that doesn't work out. If you have aggressive bot lane, you already have that advantage there.
Mhm.
It can be beneficial to also go a defensive first items so that you have both covered. Braum Lucian is very strong, level 1, level 2, level 3, and so if you start Dorn's Shield, you you could very well have all your points covered. But Lucian getting stunned up again, not a lot of damage coming out there for that because of that door in the way, but the Morgana just using that not sanguine pool, boy, you know, the dark soil, whatever you want to call it, to get some damage down.
not too much to say. I think it would be more beneficial for the Team Flash on bot lane, blue side, to actually focus on Morgana. Like I mentioned in Champion Select here, she does have barrier, and that basically means that Morgana is much more open to damage here, and just diving on her might actually be in their best interest, especially if they manage to fake out. Looks like Cled's going in on the Aatrox here.
Yeah, Cloud's gonna go in, does get demounted, but Danger Moose is here topside. Aatrox not gonna quite get ganked here. Does see him come down and doesn't nothing happens there.
Yeah, casual ping, casual back off. Looks like Aatrox is playing super safe, has no idea where Danger Moose could be right now. Although he does have a ward down, it's kind of weird he's playing so far back.
I think he's just being extremely safe considering Danger Moose can be ganked very easily. He does have pretty easy ways to get out, but aside from that, it's hard for him to really sustain this lane because the Cled's already really high up in CS on him. We should mention that in that typically Aatrox wins matchups like this pretty heavily, but we see here that Mumu is like over 20 CS up on the Aatrox right now. What do you think of that?
All I can say is I don't want to, demean the player. I hate Aatrox. I'm always kind of glad to see people actually outplaying such an insane champion. Nothing against the player, obviously. Looks like Zach's actually going to go in here. This is an engage here.
Zach dropping in bot side, gets stretching strikes on Morgana, but Morgana flashing out of it.
But yeah, it is nice to see players actually doing well versus an Aatrox for once. I see that champion dominate like every single time, especially in Rift Rivals.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, he had like a 90% win rate during Rift Rivals. It was crazy.
But we saw now that the Mumu hadn't gone back to start with the Doran's Blade, but Benbow had started with Doran's Shield. Do you think that might have attributed toward the fact that he was so far behind?
I think Doran's Shield is actually a really good start on Aatrox for the sole reason that he already has enough base damage. And Doran's Blade early start, versus, let's say, hard win matchups, then yeah, it's fine. You just win harder. But Doran's Shield on average, especially versus a Kled poke, who can just constantly Q you, it ends up being pretty good for just life regen, and it adds that little bit of extra sustain that Aatrox really benefits from. So it was the correct start, in my opinion. It's just unfortunate he got level 2 ganked by the Kindred.
Yep, and we do see the Tormented Soil doing a lot of damage to both the bot laners here. Directed camera, it's really liking this bot lane for some reason. It's also standing, it's also staying completely still. There we go. That threw me off a little bit. Usually directed camera moves around quite a bit, but yeah, we see
Decided not to.
It decided to just hang out. But you know how the wow, my brain just anyway. The Zag had a nice early lead in CS on the Kindred, but not Kindred's ahead. That just shows the farming power that Kindred has over the Zag. Oh, the ult coming in, you know, try and root up Dromer here, but not gonna happen. A lot of damage being sustained out there.
Kindred's invading topside.
Yeah, Kindred is invading topside during all of this. Rumumba gonna go in on Benbow, but not hitting the jump. Benbow getting so much damage onto him. Zach gonna try and go in, stretching strikes on a dangerous moves, but Swain's gonna come in and turn this around. Swain gonna go take him out. The Kled gonna jump in. Danger Move's gonna pop that Lamb Dress Bit. Kled joining the fight here. Benbow bear trapped on a rope. Darkonia falling to the Swain, and Aatrox's ult pass gonna be pop, having to flash out to avoid the never move. And that's gonna be it for that fight. 2-0 for the side of Scuttle Squad.
Yeah, I mean, I think that also came down to mid lane. Like, for example, Swain shouldn't usually get there that quickly. That's actually crazy that Swain got there before Orianna, but it's kind of sustained, right? Because even if Orianna did get there first, Orianna has no mana compared to the Swain who decided to start Corruption Potion. He just, 8 minutes, I believe, that's where Doran's Shield actually may start outscaling, depending on how liberal you are with your corrupting pots, but Corrupting Potion early just completely outsustains the majority of mid laners, making Swain a pretty good mid laner still. Anyone who can really take Corrupting Potion very early. You already use Teleport to get back to mid lane, interestingly enough, but Orianna's holding hers.
Orianna's holding her teleport to potentially make a play in one of the side lanes, but we see that you're right. The Corrupting Potion was really what caused Supersoft to be able to come in and help out there. It gets him a kill for himself. I don't think he actually necessarily needed to be there considering the Kled was coming in, but that did make it much easier for him. But now we see Danger Moose gonna go toe-to-toe with this blue buff. Really exciting.
Super exciting. You know, it's very interesting. I just keep remarking on this, but I have never seen an Aatrox 30 CS behind in lane. That's just
Yeah.
crazy.
That just has to go with the aggression that Mumu has on this Kled.
Yeah.
Kled does very well. He has a lot of damage. He doesn't have a lot of sustain. That's where Aatrox does do better than him. But Kled's damage and I guess his sustain with his dismount and remounting ability, that is something that can be considered sustain. But the rest of the damage coming out, he's also just not sitting back and taking the damage from Aatrox. He's not playing too far back. He's playing with it to his strengths. And ooh, nice Lightbringer there, or Light Slinger.
Looks like
Sorry.
Zach's looking for a gank here, actually.
Yeah, he's gonna try and
Get
go
into
for
that
this.
unwarded bush.
Yeah, he's gonna try and go for that lane gank, but I think that melee minion may have spotted him out.
Nope, he
Nope.
goes in.
He's going in, gets the double stretching strikes onto both members, locks him in. The whole culling onto the face of Kaisa. Double kill going over into Strucio's Lucian. That's super, super strong for him early on.
That is, yeah, that basically turns the entirety of bot lane around, making that 2 CS lead by Lucian. It kind of counteracts the fact that he hasn't pressured Kaisa into, you know, a negative 20 CS deficit or
Yeah.
something along those lines. So that double kill is going to be pretty important for Lucian to just start scaling pretty much immediately over Kaisa. And also the free dragon. That dragon doesn't really do much for blue side, but it's still pretty nice. It helps out a little bit.
Yep, I will
Makes
point
it-
out they didn't, the bot lane didn't push in that wave to the tower, so there's a fat wave sitting there. There's kind of two schools of thought when you get a double kill like that when you're about to push bot. You can either freeze the wave where they did and hope that the enemy bot lane comes back and pushes it into your tower so you can go back and get some items, and then by the time you get back it'll be bouncing into your tower, or hopefully just outside of your tower so that the tower doesn't hit any of it. Or you push it into their tower and deny even more CS. I think in this case they should have pushed it into the enemy tower and denied some more CS while they got that dragon. But they chose with the first option. Oh, is that gonna go in again?
That's coming back in.
Misses the stretching strikes.
Nothing gonna happen, sadly.
Yeah.
But yeah, the slight misplay definitely has just left a giant wave for Toku to just casually CS and push back in. So Lucian didn't really get benefit off of that, but they did get a quicker dragon. So take it for what you will. It does have its pros and cons, but I do think definitely pushing in would have been a little bit better.
There was a really big wave for Kaisa to grab when she came back, so I think
Yeah.
that was pretty impactful. But we
Top
see
lane game here.
Danger Move's gonna try and dive Venbo here. Mumu very unsure whether he wanted to go in or not, so we saw him take a couple tower shots for free, and they decided not to. They might have been able to
Yeah.
dive with the FlashOnEm's Respite, but Ripped Herald being
Herald.
something stop. Wow, didn't even realize they'd taken it. I'm a great caster, by the way.
I honestly didn't see that. I don't think a notification popped up.
No, I don't think so either. But the tower isn't even going to be taken. Benbo gonna ult. Ripped Herald looks like it's stuck a little bit, but Benbo really low.
Casual World Ender GA revive here. Not gonna be enough. The minions are tanking the tower. Wamumu not even taking damage. Ouch.
Oof. Tower does end up going down after all of that too. Yeah,
That is scary.
the Ripped Herald, you're gonna distract Benbo, make him burn his ult early on for that, and so yeah.
Not sure if it would have mattered. I
Yeah.
think Benbo was pretty much always there. They kind of juggled the tower aggro pretty well. That was a very good play.
Oh, but the ult coming in for Sway, the Shockwave gonna be returned, but the bot lane decided to focus down. There's Trucio's on the killing spree. The Zac ult missing because the Black Shield is on him, but the 4-hit passive from Braum is gonna happen. Lucian almost eyeing the tower.
So close.
So very close, but no kills happening mid lane. I'd like to point out directed camera is way smarter than we are. The directed camera.
Only wanted to die.
Oh, but Drome are gonna grab a ward down there. Spots out Danger Moose. So now they know where their jungler is. Now they are gonna smartly push this out and deny some of the CS. They are gonna push this tower. Alright.
They may actually get the tower. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, that would
It's
be
not first
pretty.
tower though.
It's not gonna be a first tower, no, because top tower already happened, but it would be a return tower for them, which would be very, very helpful.
Yeah, seems like this will go down.
They're hard winning bot lane, except they're hard losing top lane. Their Aatrox is 0-2-0, but their Lucian is 3-0. And so we'll have to see which one's more impactful. The losing Aatrox or the winning Lucian.
I think Personally, I think the winning Lucian is going to be more impactful, especially if Aatrox decides to, after this first item Death Stance, just go Black Cleaver into full tank and just casually be a GA revive meat shield for his Lucian. That'll basically make it so, wow, that is a lot of damage coming down.
Yeah, a lot of
Jesus.
damage coming down. We're getting into about 2/3 HP, whereas Bembo didn't take very much.
So can I see a lane swap here, maybe? A
Yeah,
little bit of a flame review.
we will see a little bit of it. I am Alvari is going to come in. Kled ulting right up towards him, though. No prisoners, he says, as he walks in, but he's going to be engaged on. Almost going to take down Stretching Strikes on to Danger Moves, but Kled going to be the focus, going to get destroyed. Rampage is Strucio. Getting another kill onto that Lucian.
Charging and just was not the best option there. They just didn't have the vision to see where the rest of the team is, but looks like this mid tower is going to be damaged, if not gone. But there's going to be engage here.
Yep, Benbo going to be ulting to go in. He's got his ult, he's got his passive. He's got so much damage coming out. The shockwave coming in. Danger Moose getting taken so low, but the Lambda Respite not quite in range of Super Soft. But Danger Moose going to get taken out after the Lambda Respite going down. Strucio going to get another kill for himself. Double kill. 6-0 now is the solution.
Yep. That is an AD carry getting fed off the rest of his team. Zach is setting up these fights beautifully with the engage coming down. Oh, he doesn't get the stretching strike. That was pretty close.
Oh no, the Brommel not quite hitting it. Oops, Strucio taking tower.
Yeah, that's a free mid tower. That's 2 return towers now, basically.
Yep, and that was a little bit of an overstay by the side of the Scuttle squad there, but we saw just there the pings coming out from Team FlashOnEm. They saw on the bot side that Kindred's mark was there. Now they'd be smart to take that pretty quick so that Kindred doesn't get that mark, but
I don't think they have the map control really to take that mark for
No.
Danger Moose. I think it's actually in their best interest to maybe leave it up and just not take it for the sole reason that getting into that boss side is going to be very hard for Danger Moose.
yeah.
Especially if they ward around it. In fact, that would be a really good catch later on if Danger Moose ever decides to go for it.
Don't marks expire after like 5 minutes?
Yeah, something like that, but that is 5 minutes. That's pretty major.
True,
That's
but
5 minutes not getting anything.
that is also 5 minutes where you don't take your Krugs, and so Zach
Yeah.
is going to go down there and take that. Considering there's nothing else on the map other than the Gromp, I feel like it was pretty smart to just take that away and put a mark
Okay.
somewhere else. At this point, it's almost not worth it for them to deny it because they just need some more. They need to push their lead further than it already is.
Agreed.
It-
I mean, also, I'm sorry.
It is going to be a little bit until another mark pops up anyway, so it's pretty worth it. Another Cloud Drake going to get taken down here. No contest.
2 Cloud Drake game, jeez. It is also worth mentioning, like, for example, Zach, his #1 thing is just clearing multiple minions or multiple monsters, and Krugs is just so good for him to farm. He gets it so efficiently compared to a lot of other junglers, even if he's full tank.
Yeah. He does the same thing with the Raptors, too. He clears them very, very efficiently. We will point out that it's another Cloud Drake coming up. Smile.
The triple Cloud Drake game. That's
Yeah.
actually going to be a little bit scary. 2 Cloud Drakes is, that gets a little bit scary. 3 Cloud Drakes, though, that's really quick rotations coming out from a team that's already so far ahead. Out macroing their opponents is just going to completely demolish the rest of this game, I feel, especially if they can get a Baron out of it.
No, they don't need Moby Boots, which I think is really cool because that allows Drummer to be able to build the Brick Treads like he has with the double Cloud Drake. Oh, but engage going to be happening here mid lane. Brawl coming in. Brawl missing his ult. The Shockwave coming in onto 3. Zach going to be ulting him into the tower. 3 people into it. But the Lamb's Respite coming into saving all of them. Every single person here, but Strucio is now here. He's going to go in, grab Super Soft after the Zonia's comes out. Double kill for blue kill, but that's Benbo in the backline getting that double kill. Strucio is now godlike 7-0.
Ouch. That was a really, really good, just kind of flank-esque play from Benbo there. The GA, he took really good advantage of his GA, just constant revive for just no reason other than because it's in his kit, and completely demolished the low people from Team Scuttle squad here.
That fight may even gone a little bit smoother if Drummer had actually hit his Glacial Fissure there.
Agreed.
And so that is kind of like nitpicking there, whereas it could have gone slightly better, but they did, get a lot of kills anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. 7-0 is the solution now, extremely strong. Dangerous going to try going on to Benbo here, though. Can I try and get some damage? Benbo getting taken real low. He does not have ult,
Gets
but
out.
Danger Moose does get out, or doesn't chase down the kill. Sorry.
Yeah, he didn't know where the rest of the team was. I think they actually did spot two people walking up the top lane with that pixel brush ward there, so just decided to get back off. It's the safest play.
It is safest, but at this point, is it really the best option to go for the safest play? Um, Trading 1 for 1 would potentially be okay, considering um, you're pretty far behind in gold already. You're 2,000 at 20 minutes. Trading a kill when you don't have basically any resources could potentially be worth it. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
you do have to consider though. Danger Moose is still worth gold. Wamumu is still worth gold. The Super Sop is still also worth gold. But the entire bot lane isn't really worth gold. So if Kaisa were going for it, I could see. But I mean, Kindred didn't even have his mark on Benbow there, so I don't really see if that was fully worth it. It's not the maximum amount of value, so
yeah.
maybe safest play is still good. He protects the tower, he saves the tower, makes it so they don't give up another resource, and it makes it so Baron is actually a little bit more feasible for outside here. Could argue a few things, definitely.
Now, Baron is now up this past 20 minutes, and so we have to start thinking about how they're going to play around this objective. Dragon's going to be coming up in a few minutes as well. And so, seeing that objective come up, having a triple Cloud Drake for the side of Flash on him, they won't need a flash. They're just too fast. They don't need a flash when they're like, like they got 12% extra bonus movement speed. Like that's ridiculous. It's so much movement speed. One Cloud Drake it's okay. It's usable. It's like having extra pair of boots. Having 3 Cloud Drakes, on the other hand,
It's a lot.
massive. That's having Moby boots.
At all times,
At
yeah.
all times, yeah.
It's just makes it so pretty easy to rotate. But what we could maybe see, possibly, if Red side really pays attention and times this properly, they could actually get the Baron in the time that the team Flash on him gets the Fledrick. Maybe we could see an engage here.
Yeah, we might see it. Benbow going to be looking for it, but Super Sop going to be the focus. He does pop the ult to try and get some healing back. Legendary is Jerusio. Sloan not going to quite get a double kill for Lucian. The Blade of the Ruined King going to be trying to save himself. His Danger Moose, but took a sense going to go in. Down goes him to the Braum. The Danger Moose finally pops Lamb's Respite. Shockwave going to try and get him out. It does happen. Nice Shockwave there coming out, but Wumumu going to be the only surviving member, and Baron is not going to be the focus for Team Flash on him. Assuming they decide to go for that. They're going to go for this tower instead.
I think they could get both.
Yeah.
It is pretty important also in that fight that Wamumu didn't get off his ulti, and neither did Toku. That's 2 ultis just not used by Red side here. That's pretty scary for them.
Oh, they're actually going to try and push for this tower. They're unsure, and they decide now to rotate for something else, which is just going to be the jungle. That's a pretty big mistake, don't you think, you boy?
I see both sides, because getting that tower does open up the map quite a bit more, and also stealing the entirety of Kindred's jungle here starves out Kindred, and she's a very high eco jungler as well. So there are merits. I do definitely think that Baron was the best call to pretty much ensure that there's no return Baron here. Although you could also consider Kled could ult in, and the rest of his team just follows instantly from behind with that massive movement speed buff. So there are a lot of sides. I think they had time to do it, but also, there's no Cloud Drake. Or there's no Mountain Drake, sorry. So makes it kind of a little bit harder to get that Baron. I see both sides, but definitely I would agree. It is somewhat of a mistake. I think Baron was possible there.
What they could have done was they could have taken that inner tower, rotated to the red side jungle, and grabbed that farm on the way out towards the Baron. And that
I think that would have been an overstay, though.
It potentially would have been, but they have so much damage with Jerusio. They could have potentially taken it very quickly, but that's all conjecture. They decided to go for the safer play, taking 1 tower and grabbing the jungle. But Dragon going to be the focus of Danger Moose. Come on, I want to see 3 Cloud Drakes. Jerusio, go in. Nope.
Nope. Unfortunately, Draconia was just on the wrong side of the map there. There's nothing that FlashOnEm could really do.
Yep, we
see Binding coming down.
We see, oh, hey, Binding coming down. Gonna happen, the Zac gonna go in, tries onto the 2, but having to flash over, the Colin coming out, on a Super Soft, not quite ulting, there he goes. Tries to get some health back. Nothing else gonna happen in that fight. Danger Moose finally rotating around.
Pretty unfortunate. That could have been a pretty major Baron, arguably, or that could have been another tower for Team FlashOnEm here. That would have been pretty destructive. But it is worth mentioning, though, Swain now has absolutely no marks for his ulti, and in general also has no ulti, no flash. Morgana has no flash. That's a lot of sums being blown for only one Lucian ulti, which isn't really all that impactful in these fights anyways. It's mostly just the double hit passive with the Blade of the Rune King proc that's going to completely demolish the enemy team here. So, pretty good trade overall.
Yeah, I would say that it's a pretty good trade for FlashOnEm here. They got a lot for basically nothing. They and they're trying to prep for this Baron here. They have two pink boards around it, but they need to start pressuring more in the other lanes as well to try and grab this Baron. If the Scuttle squad is able to roam around, but we see here that Wumumu is gonna be face checking Dromer. Dromer hitting him and Wumumu walking away. That's gonna be all that happens there.
Immediate note from the Wumumu there. Pretty
Much note
kind of
from
funny to
everyone.
watch.
Even Alfarius decided not to help him out on that, even though they might have been able to do something with the two of them.
Maybe.
That's pretty risky, I think.
You gotta think, though, like, how useful is it really catching out Flood? He just always gets away anyways. Oh, that was blind, too. Looks like Danger Moose is hopping in to get that ward, taking a lot of damage from the Baron, though.
Yeah, he decides to take some damage from the Baron to get that ward, and that's pretty worth it, considering no one else is around, so... but we do see the rest of the team gonna roam around here to try and focus on this Baron. The only one who's not there is the Kai'Sa, and that's a pretty big mistake. Kai'Sa is farming Gromp right now. They don't really have a need to sustain damage at this point. Although she's only at like 1.5 items, so she doesn't need to grab farm. She's backing, but FlashOnEm doesn't have vision of her. They don't know where she is. They don't know that she's not there, so they have to assume that she is, so they can't go in.
Yeah, looks like Kai'Sa, only with the one item, she almost has Nashor. She could start dealing a little bit of damage in these fights, especially since that's a little bit of a worry poke right there. That did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Especially since the front line of Team FlashOnEm here is so tanky. So
at this point, though, don't you think that FlashOnEm should just be able to force a fight with their really massive gold lead? They should just be able to just go in, have the Lucian follow up, and Zach already engage, follow up with the other two. They should be able to do that, but they're trying to play it really safe, and that's one thing that that I should mention is that over the years I've noted, or over the year that I've been here, a year and a half or so, whatever, I've noticed that in show matches like this or finals or whatever, teams are afraid to make that call. They're afraid to make that. They don't want to be the ones that make those big plays and lose on stream. But when you're playing in a match like this, you have to kind of get over that. You have to be the one to say, no, this is how we win. We pulled the trigger here. Let's go. And kind of just go for it. Just go in and get the kills you need to and move on. And here we see that Benbow is going to rotate bot lane for that giant minion wave that's down there.
he does have teleport though.
He does have teleports. That's very good for him. Super Stop is the only one on the Scuttle squad that has his own teleport. So,
I definitely think that there could have been a Baron forced when Supersop didn't have ulti and also didn't have flash. I think that might have been the best time to try to force a Baron, because looking at Swain here, looking at Morgana, looking at Kled and Kindred, they have an excellent Baron fight. It does rival Team FlashOnEm pretty majorly. Even if Team FlashOnEm is ahead, that Baron debuff on them, making pretty much everyone just deal true damage to each other, that's pretty major. Especially for a comp that has Kindred, who can just whittle people down to, like 20% life, 10% life, and then immediately kill them right afterwards. There's a lot to it. But
but neither team are willing to pull the trigger at this point. Scuttle Squad doesn't want to pull the trigger because they're 11 kills down, and FlashOnEm doesn't want to pull the trigger because they're super far ahead.
Pulling the trigger though.
But they are finally pulling the trigger on this Baron. They're going to try and get it.
There's no vision ever anywhere.
There's no vision for them. Danger Moose is not going to quite go for it. He thinks that it might be a bait, and so he's not going to try and engage. But they have finally the W coming out from Swain, sees that they're on it. I'm not sure they can finish this now. They're going to try though. Danger Moose.
There's no Kled there to engage.
No, there's not. Superstop going to go in. He does have Zonias to heal up quite a bit. Teleport coming in, and Benbow is going to try and get it, but Superstop going to get taken out so quickly. Benbow going to turn this Baron.
Still.
Baron
Will we be seeing a Smite steal?
Blue team grabs
we
it.
Might. Nope.
And Danger Moose doesn't even pop the Lamb's Respite to save himself. That could have been something that he did, was jumped in, popped the Lamb's Respite, save it, or use it so that he can smite easier. But they do get a turret in response, but the Baron buff now on to 5 members of FlashOnEm. whereas Aatrox is going top lane. Zach's playing referee in the top side of the jungle. Now he's gonna rotate here, try and grab this tower. This is gonna very likely be an inhib, very easily gotten for FlashOnEm here, because there's only 3 members up for Team Scuttle squad here. Now they can just rotate up towards this top side, grab the top tower and inhib after Aatrox grabs that one.
Definitely feel like they could have ended there though.
It's possible
Especially
they could have ended,
Aatrox still an ulti.
yeah, but Aatrox was topside, so he wasn't
Yeah,
there for that, so he would have had to rotate over. So it's probably smart that they rotate for this. Channeling the elastic slingshot, not going to go in though. We do have a cannon minion here though, so that is going to start wheeling away on the turret.
Protect the cannon!
Yep,
Their team
unfortunately,
protects the cannon now.
unfortunately the banner is removed from the game, so we don't get a banner cannon minion. That is going to get taken out, and they are going to back up.
That's a free back. Wow, look at this gold lead though. They're almost up 10k. That's a 9k.
Yep.
That is a 9k gold lead. That is very major against a comp that really scales fairly well. With, you know, Swain scales pretty well into late game. Kindred technically infinitely scales. Kai'Sa has insane scaling. Team FlashOnEm doesn't really have all that great scaling, but being this far ahead, it just doesn't matter. Coming in at the 30-minute mark, I think probably, you know, Team Scuttle will probably start scaling around the 35-40-minute mark if fights maybe start to go their way, but until then, it just does not look good. This looks like they could start ending very soon.
It could be that Cercio starts. He has scaled to now 3.5 items, and it could be that he falls off here pretty soon. He is super far ahead. Yeah, he's 10-0, but it could be that very soon the Kai'Sa starts catching up. Kai'Sa is 0-4, but he is keeping up at CS. Is even a little bit ahead on CS, and so
30. Wow.
Yeah.
You could make that argument, but lately, especially when games are ending faster, I know this one really isn't, but you could technically make the argument that Lucian actually scales just fine in this current meta, and against their team as well. The Blade of the Rune King does very well against Kled, and does pretty well against Swain. And overall, his burst damage is perfectly acceptable, does fairly well versus the Kai'Sa, versus the Morgana, and versus the Kindred, so it's a pretty okay game for him, even if this goes somewhat late. They're gonna get this tower.
Yep, they do grab the tower, but the engagement potentially happening. The elastic slingshot is canceled from the binding. Yeah, this tower is now the focus. There are 5 members in the bot side here to try and stop this push. One thing I will mention is the siege coming out from FlashOnEm is not very good. They don't have any long range way to grab that tower. Lucian is a very short range AD carry. Orianna doesn't hit it very hard, and so ooh, that is a lot of
poke.
damage.
We could be seeing engaged here. Come on, let's go in, Zach.
Toku Sentai is gonna have to go back. Kled gonna get pulled in. They're not gonna pull the trigger quite yet. Braum gonna try and push in.
Close.
Tower does finally get taken out. The flank coming in. Zach getting on so much damage. Super Stop gonna take it out before he can Zonia's. Coley coming in, 2 kills. Legendary is Cercio. Landers are gonna save him for a few second danger moves. Double kill for the Orianna, getting finally a couple kills for himself. Aatrox grabbing a kill.
That's gonna be game.
And a double kill. And that's gonna be game. First game of this best of 3 going over to FlashOnEm. GG.
That was a pretty cool game. The Lucian just super popped off. Zach set up everything so well. Orianna had pretty good ultis for like 99% of that, and Braum ultis did quite a bit as well. The peel was pretty good as well coming out from red side. Or, sorry, from blue side. The Aatrox actually coming back into the game fairly well, just being a giant meat shield with a built-in GA. Basically, through the power of flanks, this game was pretty easily won by Team FlashOnEm.
Yep.
Mostly for Aatrox. Aatrox came in pretty hard for most of these flanks.
I agree. But now we're going to send it over to a quick break while we get the pro draft done and ready to go for the next game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few.
safely.
Drive safely.
We're all set. Drive safely.
Drive safely.
We're all set. Drive safely.
Anywhere you go, I'll be right there. Anywhere you go, I'll Caught in a wasteland, and I don't know what to do. Floating through vacant spaces, couldn't stop if I wanted to. As gravity takes my body out of your stratosphere, I'm combing the skies to light up the dark, 'cause I feel so alone out here in this galaxy. Inside of me, don't wanna be your enemy. No, this fallacy, it's guiding me as it takes me away from you. And I'm drifting away from you. In this galaxy in my mind I've made for you, this tragedy comes to life out of the blue. And I don't know why, but I feel most alive when I'm searching for these signs of life, in the hopes that they'll lead to you. There's a fantasy in my mind I've made for you. The agony comes to life in waves of blue. And I don't know why, but I'm drifting away from you. Oh, I'm drifting away from this galaxy. Inside of me, don't wanna be your enemy. No, this fallacy, it's guiding me as it takes me away from you. And I'm drifting away from you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with game 2 of the Scuttle Squad versus Team FlashOnEm. Still Penguin God, still your boy,
Yo.
still Picks and Bands, still Evelyn. Well then, nice little
Always Evelyn.
and still Talia, and it'll still be Camille, and still be Nocturne, and still be Vladimir. But instead of the Jin band, we get a Pike band on the red side.
Ooh.
So you'll see that here in just a second.
Yeah, fancy. We also have a lot of similar faces here.
Mm-hmm.
Still, there's a Swain, there's still a Lucian, there's still a Braum, there's still an Oriana.
There's
and
still a lot of things coming up in this game. Wow, imagine that. Champions being played in League of Legends. Jeez.
Yeah, sure. It would have been cool to see a few different picks, but whatever.
But people play what they're comfortable on now.
Yeah.
I will point out that the Aatrox that Benbow is picking right now was actually the last pick for Red Sign. That ended up being the last pick. Now, what can you say as far as the state that it's in, where Aatrox is the last pick and not either first pick or banned?
Major misplay. to be completely honest here, that's a huge misplay in champion select. That should typically, on average, I believe it should be red side that pretty much always bans it, and then blue side always picks it first if it's not banned. So that either implies that Wamumu is perfectly fine facing Benbow, and there's going to be another level 2 gank top lane, or Wamumu simply doesn't play the champion. So I'm not sure why it wasn't banned. I guess they consider the Camille or the Evelyn scarier. Not much else to say other than that, except I'm actually just completely shocked that it didn't make it through. Especially versus Ornn. To my knowledge, Ornn does go even.
Yeah.
But it's still not a good matchup. He just out-sustains everyone, including Ornn, so...
Yeah. I mean,
we'll see how it plays out.
Ornn just gets so much shielding and tankiness and just does it really well in the
True.
lane versus Aatrox. But we see here the mid lane, jungle, and bot lane picks coming in. They're trying to get in this game pretty quick, considering we had that 40-minute delay. Now, we did see the Braum picked up for the red side earlier. That was the first pick for them before the Lucian came through. And so we know that the blue side probably would have tried to go for the Lucian Braum pickup, whereas FlashOnEm tried to go for it. They were going for it in the previous game, had a lot of success with it. But now they have Caitlyn Braum, which I think is arguably only like a little bit worse than the Lucian Braum. Caitlyn can just get those procs from such a long range, and she just got that little hot fix to her headshot damage. And so I feel like Caitlyn's in a very, very good spot right now, and that can be something that that can be something. Yeah, that can be something that can
Yeah.
really impact the game. Now, Lucian Nami, how do you think that's gonna fare into Caitlyn Braum?
I almost think somehow that Lucian Nami is slightly more powerful of a combo than Lucian Braum, for the sole reason that Lucian Nami is a lot more unpredictable, and it has a lot less conditionals when compared to Braum. Nami is just all around a really good support, has great sustain for lane, has a lot of poke damage, and can obviously always go in. But the issue is that Braum is on the enemy team, and Braum can block Nami's ultimate, and that's a huge thing, and that's going to start to matter coming to level 6, but before that, I do think Lucian Nami is about the same strength as Caitlyn Braum here, unless Lucian does get that Nami proc on double shot, basically, and just absolutely demolish Caitlyn. We're probably going to see a Doran shield coming out from the Lucian with Resolve Tree.
Yeah, I would hope
surprised.
so. Yeah, like last game, we were considering the Doran's Blade being a stronger start for the Lucian because the aggressive lane they had, but this game is probably better. Just grab that shield and sustain up pretty easily. Now talk a little bit about this mid lane matchup. We get the exact same one as before. Now talk about it.
The condition is slightly different though, because this time obviously the junglers are completely different. Sejuani does have a lot of ganking power. I believe the last jungler for FlashOnEm was Zac. Yeah, Zac is also extremely good at ganking mid lane, so we're probably not going to see a lot of ganks mid lane. If prior to that, Zac is one of the best mid lane gankers. Sejuani is a little bit worse. If they weren't focusing mid lane before, they're probably not going to focus now. On the other hand, we do have a Graves instead of a Kindred, and Graves, in my opinion, is slightly better at ganking mid lane than Kindred, for the sole reason that he kind of has the same dash, but he also has a smoke screen, so that blocks a lot of vision that may matter. But we'll see. I don't think there's going to be a lot of playing around mid lane once again in this game.
Yeah, I will mention though that Team FlashOnEm's front line isn't as impactful, or not impactful, I should say, isn't as AoE heavy as it was in the last game. The blue side though, they don't have too much of a front line. They just have the Ornn. The rest of it's pretty squishy. I mean, Swain, I guess you consider him like a pseudo front line where he has all that healing and all that damage that comes through really quickly. But other than that, he doesn't have a whole lot provided to him. It's just the Ornn. But Ornn's teamfight potential is extremely strong. He does have that Call of the Forge God, but he does get hard countered by Braum. It's pretty simple. Braum just puts up the shield, and so it just eats that ult. But we'll have to see how they play this game. We're going to send it over to a quick break with some music. Just relax a little bit while we get into the game. Don't touch that browser. We'll be right back.
Pretty good. I'm just happy we didn't get the spectator bug again, to be honest. Oh boy.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn.
Might be a flash. Nope. That is really bad.
Minions have spawned.
Give his opponent some sort of handicap?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep, it's potential.
Yeah.
It's possible. And so we see here that the Swain's gonna start with one less corrupting potion usage, and he didn't go back to get an item off of that first blood. And so it's kind of actually works out for Alfarius. He does for at least until Swain goes back the first time.
Definitely.
He can poke him out easier. He doesn't have that extra 150 health and some whatever mana to work with. He also, well, I will point out, Swain also went Airy instead of Phase Rush. Can you speak a little bit to why that's a pretty important thing?
And Phase Rush would imply that for this game, he's really looking to out-pressure his opponent, and with such an aggressive jungler, that is going to determine really how mid-priority is going to play out. Phase Rush just gives Swain that little extra advantage to catching up to people, whereas Phase Rush really gives him that fighting power in lane that lets him really poke people out. It's kind of a change of priorities. I do like the Airy this game, because if we saw earlier, Airy, I think it was Phase Rush, right? He was running Phase Rush in the first game. that that made it so Ori had much more HP for pretty much the rest of the game, and his poke was a little bit worse. But now we might see Oriana getting poked out quite a bit.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Looks like a little rotation is going to happen. Oriana and Sejuani going to rotate around for this Graves, but it's just going to be Sejuani fighting the Graves 1v1, whereas Supersoft is going to finally rotate in. Darkonia going to try and get the smite, but doesn't get it. You're going to, excuse me, go down to the Swain after one more Q. No, Swain not going to get it just yet. Actually, does get it. The auto attack going to come through. The barrier coming in, Alfaro is going to get taken out, shut down. Swain was 2-0, now he's 2-1. So many kills going over, but it does go in favor of the Scuttle squad here, considering they got 2 kills, whereas FOE only got 1. But the 1 was a shutdown, so that's very, very helpful.
Pretty major, but that's horrible for Alphorus here because Swain still has the teleport.
Yeah.
That is very, very, very scary. Basically means that now he has complete mid priority, and furthermore, now he has his corrupting pots regenerated. So we're not going to see Swain getting pushed out of lane for a very long time here.
Yeah. We see the Swain go back, immediately get a health potion Ruby Crystal. That's a pretty early buy, trying to go for that Rod of Ages really quickly, and that's a lot of the pieces put together right there. Those 2 kills, quickly going into his pocket and helping him try and push him to that first item as fast as he can.
Yep.
As a Swain player myself, I know that getting your Rod of Ages is like the first major point where you feel like you start actually doing something. You have a lot of mana issues in the early game. He's going to be doing a lot of damage here to Alfaro. He's a whole level ahead.
Jesus.
Yeah, about half his
Corrupting potion, he's
HP.
dealing so much damage there.
Corrupting potion.
Well, sick.
Yeah, so good. But the first major hurdle that Swain has to go over is getting that Rod of Ages. Swain's major thing is trading and sustaining from those trades, and he does very well at that early game, but he uses a lot of mana to do so.
It's like Benbow actually might get a kill here.
Yeah, Benbow
Mumu might go down.
When Mumu might go down to the Aatrox, you're having to flash out. Nice flashes to survive, but yeah. Anyway, Swain needs to get his row as soon as he can, so that he starts trading effectively with that passive on the catalyst there, and that's gonna help him more than basically anything. Is getting that catalyst. But anyway, we're gonna stop talking about Swain now. We're gonna start talking about the
I like
top
talking
lane.
about. He's
Right,
cool.
Let's talk about this top lane.
Sure.
This top lane, CS is pretty even, but the Orange just had to burn Flash, whereas Benbow didn't have to do anything. Oh, but Oriana gonna get pulled in again. Swain might look for another kill here. He has got the Corrupting Potion.
Missed the W.
Yeah, he did miss a W, so
Pretty
he
close.
decided not to go for it. But
Swain's getting caught here.
Yeah, Sejuani is here. Swain's getting caught. He's gonna have to try and do something here, but he doesn't get the pull onto Alfaro. It's not quite grabbing the kill. One more auto attack would do it, but he doesn't quite get it. Benbow rotating down to grab that kill.
So very close. Alphorus almost made a very bad misplay there. So close. I'm pretty shocked actually he didn't get punished for stepping up so very far when he was so low and ate pretty much the entire laser from Swain there. That was lucky. Fairly lucky. But ends up being very, very good though. With Benbow probably turning out to be the primary carry. Last game we did see Zac as the primary carry. We saw Strucio as the primary carry here with the Lucian. And it was crazy, but now we might be seeing a reverse. We might be seeing the Benbow actually being the #1 carry, and we might see Zac, well now Darkonia and Sejuani taking more of a backseat, just once again setting things up, but probably playing the game a little bit slower than he did last game. So it's something to watch for.
The Sejuani is 0-2-2, so not quite getting kills for himself, but he did have a lot of pressure in the early game trying to get kills on the Aatrox. Aatrox is now 2-0. That is really good, really impactful. Considering Aatrox does take over games very easily. Benbow didn't have a very good showing on it in that first game, or in the early game at least. He was against the Kled, and this is a much easier matchup for him. But that being said, the Scuttle squad is really gonna have to show up here. But Sentai gonna go in 3 hits on him. The 4th not quite gonna happen. Roma having to jump
Just a little
back.
poke.
Yep, a little bit of poke, a little bit of damage. Nice little trading. I was hoping something more would happen, but you see that Stucio not quite having the same, 6-0 lead that he had from last game.
Unfortunately for him.
Yeah, and that's something that Caitlyn can do really well on. Caitlyn can absolutely take over games with her long range. If she gets super far ahead, she can just be completely unstoppable, and that's something that can be hard to to really understand when you're playing Caitlyn or playing against Caitlyn. She just does well at most points in the game. She does. She has a good laning phase because she stays back, farms, and pokes really easily. She has an okay mid game. She often has a little bit of a plateau in that mid game, but Drummer gonna try and engage again. Not gonna quite happen. Just a little bit of trading. But in the late game, she's extremely strong. She gets 4, 5, 6 items, and she just destroys people. And that's something that they're gonna have to watch out for, is getting Caitlyn to that 4 item spike as early as possible.
Definitely. I mean, it is also worth mentioning though, they have an excellent bot lane to gank here. Braum and Caitlyn can just set up ganks so efficiently, and as soon as Sejuani hits 6, which we're seeing now, she's probably going to back, but running bot lane here after getting that red buff, and after backing, of course, would be super, super good. That ulti setting up that play with the Caitlyn traps, with the Braum stun, Braum ulti, that's going to get Caitlyn so far ahead. Wow, Benbow here really going in on this guy.
Benbow and Wumumu going at each other.
Not gonna be enough.
Wumumu not going to try and re-engage this. He potentially could have gotten the kill in the minion wave, but he decides not to risk it. He has a lot of armor already, so he doesn't take as much damage, but Benbow very, very easily able to trade. I will mention, though, that Wumumu is doing a very good job at just sustaining, not really sustaining, that's not what I'm looking for, withstanding this lane against a 2-0 Aatrox. This can be really hard for any champion to deal with, but Wumumu is just playing really well on this Aatrox over and over again, and I'm very impressed.
Yeah, it really shows the power of Ornn's sustain with that in the same passive. He can just buy items from anywhere on the map, and obviously that's one of the reasons why he's picked, but that actually makes him able to go even with Aatrox, even if he's behind early. It is interesting, though, Warden's Mail over Bramble Best, for instance. I'm kind of shocked about that. I think Bramble Vest might have been a better buy, but Warden's Mail is still pretty good.
Yeah, I
What are your
think
thoughts on that?
Bramble Vest could potentially be better, but that's only if Benbow is continuously auto-attacking. If Benbow is only using his abilities, Bramble Vest doesn't matter. And so that's one thing to consider, and I think that, I don't know, Ornn's going to build an item with both of them anyway, so it's
Definitely.
kind of a toss-up.
It is worth mentioning, actually. At higher levels of play, you could actually argue that, well, at any level of play, Warden's Mail would still be very, very good because it does reduce the amount of auto attacks that Aatrox can get in and weave in during Q. Looks like we might be seeing a gank here.
Yeah,
So joining my ulti for this.
Darkonia is down here. He has the ult ready to go. The ult coming in from the Braum gonna go in. Guys, no coming in. Prison coming in right afterwards. Lucian gonna be the next target. Ult coming in from Lucio, and the 4 hits gonna come in. Not gonna quite grab the kill. Oh, not
So close.
the flash to be the only thing that saved Toku Sentai there. That Q,
Definitely.
the tilt over Peacemaker from Strucio would have gotten the kill.
They were trying to give it to Strucio. I think it would have been better just to secure it and just kill him. And
I
wow.
agree.
Top lane really did turn around pretty majorly. Producing heart buy, but it just doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah, he doesn't have any health to back up the first heart. That's
No. And with Aatrox, it's just all about kind of attrition damage, just slowly whittling down your opponent and getting a huge advantage off of it. That's pretty major. The fact that Wumumu just doesn't have any sort of way to deal with the amount of damage coming out from Aatrox. Aatrox with no HP, no real HP sustain. Looks like Danger Moose might get caught out here.
Danger Moose has to flash out. Lights out, he says, as he tries to walk away, but they're going to try and engage. Shockwave coming in into the ones. Super Stop going to be the target. He goes into his stopwatch to try and heal up, but not going to get too much damage. Doesn't get the kill onto the Sejuani, but Super Stop going to get taken out. And Benbow 3-0 on a killing spree. Burn Teleport to go down there. Ornn is there as well, but not going to do much.
Both top laners did blow teleport for that. Definitely Benbow came out on top by a lot. Very good follow-up by him. World Ledger was a little unnecessary, but it was very good. He got the movement speed buff from it. He got a little bit of extra damage from that and managed to pick up a kill for him. And that's very powerful because now when he gets back to lane, he can just consistently one-shot Wumumu. I don't even think he can get 2v1, to be honest, right now. Pretty sure if Danger Moose comes up there, he actually might just die. 2 levels down on the Aatrox. That's very, very scary. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think they can actually shut down Aatrox from here, or?
I think they just need to leave Aatrox alone, to be honest. He's going to be super strong as it is. And while his teleport is down, you're going to know where you know where he's going to be. He's going to be in a lane trying to get CS. And you just need an Ornn there to grab as much CS as he can. Ornn isn't going to die immediately because he has that massive amount of armor. But, I mean, he's not going to do extremely well. So he'll at least survive the lane. Anyone else you send up there could potentially die.
Definitely. Right now we're seeing, kind of a side note, there's a lot of Quinn's being played top lane. Aatrox is, to my knowledge, a very good counter versus Quinn. I think Quinn has like a 36% lane win rate versus him. So, just a slight side note to say how Aatrox is so unbelievably strong. He beats one of the most powerful and most meta champions right now. I don't like that champion. I really don't.
I
just don't like it. Let's be honest here. I can't believe they buffed him, actually. In the patch, like, they buffed his mid-game and late-game majorly.
Yep, they did, but we'll have to see if that comes into effect in this game. Benbow is 3-0. He's going to get to that mid-game point, but I will mention he hasn't backed in a long time. He's got almost 2,500 gold in his pocket, and that can be a very big detriment, considering right now he's taking a lot of damage from the Ornn. He has so much gold in his pocket, ready to be spent, and he's just not doing it. He's got 3 kills worth of gold, but Alfaria is trying to basically kill himself for this ward, doesn't even get the ward, has to back up. Ornn coming in. Call of Forge God again, not going to land that second hit, but it doesn't matter. Alfaria's going to continue out the Graves. So do want to be the next focus, but bot lane, Darky Camera doesn't care about mid lane. Thank you, Darky Camera.
Nope. Swain kind of blew his ult there a little bit early, but assuming Sejuani might be in the jungle there, that was actually a pretty good preemptive ulti, kind of as a just-in-case scenario, or in case Aatrox decided to roam down, he would have that ready. So,
Yeah.
Overall, very, very good plays coming out from FlashOnEm? Yeah, FlashOnEm. And Team Scuttle Crab. Both teams are playing very, very well this game. Overall, playing to their strengths.
Scuttle Squad, thank you very much.
Oh, whoop.
It's a play on the term Squirrel Squad from Pokemon. Thank you very much.
Oh. I actually didn't know that.
Oh.
Namiel2 coming down.
Okay, anyway, Namiel coming down the bot lane. Not gonna get hit on the Caitlyn, but the Colin coming out. Not gonna try to get the
Is she
damage
dead?
off. Not dead to the Ignite.
Ooh.
Oh, she died to the Ignite. And this is why you see so many supports taking Ignite now. Grabbing that last little tick, barely grabbing the kill, but does manage to get it.
Pretty sad for, red side here. Having Strucio die there is not at all what they want now. They get tower pressure and they get bottom pressure.
Yeah, but we see here Alfaria's gonna be taken pretty low. He does have to burn, but the bot lane's coming in fighting this Sejuani. Taken out is Toku Sentai. Return there. The Graves coming in, trying to get the kills, but they're under the tower. Glacier Prison coming to come out. Graves. Oh!
Yes, the ulti. Goodbye, says Graves, and blasts himself backwards, completely demolishing the 2 unfortunate souls standing in front of him. That's a pretty major turnaround.
We just witnessed a murder.
I would agree with that.
We might have to be deposed by the cops. Like, jeez, dude. That was tense. Anyway, now we see in the top lane that Benbow finally went back and got his death stance. So it's gonna mean that he can basically just stand every attack coming in. And so
Both top laners do have flash here.
they do have flash, but Mumu's gonna have to flash out. He's just gonna die. But Benbow's gonna try and die this tower.
The auto attack reset
The auto
completely
attack.
destroys him.
Yep, that's it.
Alfarius
Alfarius.
smacking down.
Sonya's the stopwatch coming in, having to flash out. Super soft. I'm not gonna quite get the damage. Flashing
Both
in.
flashes blown.
The-
Benbow
is here.
Benbow might die here.
Benbow's going in, but Benbow is really about half HP. With Super Soft ready to go. Super Soft is getting taken out by 4 members. This is when they say in all chat, 4 to kill
Team
me
game, by the
XD.
way.
Team game XD. 4 to kill me, by the way. Smile.
Yeah, that really does turn around the game here, and looks like blue side may be getting a free Infernal Drake. Slightly contested here. But we see an awesome smite steal.
We might
Caitlyn
see
traps
it.
him.
Caitlyn traps are there to make sure that they can't rotate around. Oh, Bushi is slaying the dragon. Graves gonna just hop over the wall and get out. Easy dragon take. Totally what they meant to do there. They didn't need it to be that close, but they decided to go for it anyway.
Yeah. What? That's 2 Infernal Drakes now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is. When did they get the first one?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
right.
I didn't
that's
see a
right.
notification.
So no, there was a notification, but that was when the Sejuani lane ganked bot side and Graves was soloing the
Oh,
dragon.
yeah.
That Graves was soloing
Yeah,
the dragon
gotcha.
at that point, so they got it for that. But
Yeah, I remember now. We just weren't focused on it because directed camera doesn't feel like it.
Well, directed camera was admittedly focusing on that really nice gank bot lane, so
Yeah, sure. It was directed camera was like, well, what's the priority? Let's look at the sick Brum Glacial Fissures play.
yeah.
Wow, both teams are posturing here around bot side. I'm not sure why Ornn is really just kind of sitting here. I guess preparing for a counter gank or preparing for a lane switch, but seems like he's just kind of wasting time. What do you think about that? There's no tower to take, right? So,
Yeah, there's nothing down here. The only team that should really be super invested in this bot side is FlashOnEm right now, considering there is a turret in the bot side. But I think at this point they need to lane swap, send this 5-0 Aatrox to the bot to try and grab this tower away from the team Scuttle, the Scuttle squad here. And so they're kind of making a mistake keeping their Caitlyn Braum bot side. What do you think? Do you think that's a mistake keeping their bot lane bot side? Good boy. Oh hey, Discord is dead. Sorry about that, everyone. Discord suddenly died. I don't know what's going on. I will solo cast this while Discord loads back up. So we see here that there is a gank potentially coming out mid.
welcome back. Your mic cut out for a really long time there.
It was more Discord dying completely.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, my Discord completely closed out, but in the bot lane we have an engage. Glacial Fissure coming out. Interrupted is the Caitlyn ult. Kodomori gonna try and get the kill. The auto attack not coming through. Stucio not gonna get it. Flash, having to flash out. The I don't remember what that ult's called, but it's gonna happen and not gonna quite get the kill. The Q missing. Having to jump out. Good job. Is FOE.
Yeah, Coling just completely zoned off Dromer there. If it were aimed maybe a little bit better, that might have been a kill, but there's no guarantees. It was a really, really good zoning ulti. Pretty much just guaranteeing that Sentai doesn't die there.
I mean, there were two abilities that were pretty missed there that could have happened to kill either way. But looks like Danger Move's going to be in trouble. He doesn't realize that Benbow going to ult in. Danger Move's going to get taken out pretty quick here by Benbow. It does grab the kill with that Q slam. The shockwave coming in, not going to happen. Have too much happen. The shutdown onto Graves. Mumu going to try to take out Benbow, but not going to happen. But Super Stop is going to try.
Stop. He's here to clean it up.
He's here to clean up the whole nothing.
He's coming in.
He's going in.
Which one is he going to go for?
He's not going to go for anything. He's going to go for the minions. Oh, but he's going to get re-engaged on.
He might die here. There is a high chance the triple knockup.
Yeah, it is possible. The sun's going to come in. Darkonia is going to try and dive, having to flash out. Godlike is Bembo.
And that's it.
But that's
the pull. Not going to be enough.
Yeah, not going to be quite enough.
Did you see Riptail just slam itself against the wall like mid-fight? He's trying to join in. It's pretty funny.
Oh, it must have been the Swain ult damage.
It was. No, I think it was College of Forge Gods.
Oh, Rift Herald wanted to come in and join. Yeah, it's funny.
Riptail was like, "Why do you disturb me so?" One thing I've actually noticed a lot, like around, I don't know, silver, gold, bronze, even like platinum, even low diamond, people just don't really pay attention to Rift Herald. I'm actually really surprised with all the top lane pressure from Benbow. That would have been a pretty free Rift Herald at pretty much any point in this game. I'm overall just shocked it didn't get taken. It's such a useful objective.
Yeah,
Especially,
it potentially could have been really, really good for them, considering they decided to go for that gank topside and not do anything else with it. They went for a dive instead of grabbing, Rift Herald or something. But it was gonna be going down in a few seconds anyway. It was about 19 minutes 30 when they went for that. So I'm not sure they could have gotten it before the Baron got there, but
I agree.
More
like around like the 15-minute mark or 12-minute mark, where I believe off the top of my head, Benbow was like 3-0, maybe 4-0 by then, something like that.
Yep, I'm not sure the exact circumstances, but it's very possible that they could have gone for Baron there. Rift Herald there, and potentially gotten an almost free tower out of it. But they decided to just try and focus on the kills, and that's something that a lot of teams end up doing. Is they get worried about that little number in the top right instead of focusing on objectives. That's one thing that when you're playing League of Legends, just remember it's not all about kills. It's also about towers and objectives, and kills don't win you the game. The only thing that
Definitely not always.
the only thing that physically wins you the game is taking towers. Like you can't get to the Nexus without taking out towers. Pretty simple.
It is worth mentioning, Rift Herald actually.
Benbow popping his
Ender.
ult. Gonna go in, but Sejuani ult missing. Call the Forge God gonna get re-engaged. He's waiting for the Braum to time out, but it doesn't happen. Does get eaten up by the Braum. Not gonna happen though with the Swain ult gonna pop in. So much healing coming out. Pulling. Oh, nice pull in. Dromer going down.
Ouch!
Turret gonna
That's
be
a
taken
free
out.
mid tower.
Yep, they are still behind though. Even with this tower going down, they're still behind in gold. Oh, the pull gonna come in. Strucio gonna get taken out. 3-2.
Goodbye.
Strucio had a really big showing last game, but not quite showing that here.
Nah, just a slight misposition error. That's pretty unfortunate.
Yeah.
Now, it does look like they might go for the Mountain Drake after this, and that would be really, really good. They don't really want to overstay this, they just want the guaranteed Mountain Drake, because Lucian, with the Blade of the Rune King, does so much damage to the Baron. It makes so their Baron is super quick, it's efficient, and we could actually be seeing a 28-minute Baron.
We could. But we see that they're going to try and go for this in-hit. They're staying a little bit too far. They could have just backed after the tower. But
Overstay.
they overstayed. Benbow is 7-0. He's trying to try going in, but you saw it. We're going to get engaged on the bubble coming out. He does get taken so low. He taken out. Legendary is this Aatrox, but gets a return kill. Jerome are going to get taken out. But I would say that's pretty worth for FlashOnEm. A 0-3 Braum for the, well, I guess now 0-3 or never mind.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, overall, that was obviously really bad for Red side here, but they might have opened themselves up to an opportunity for an excellent dragon fight here. We might be seeing something World Ender propped.
Yeah, Brando going in with his ult. Super Soft getting really low. He didn't have his ult to go
Bye,
in.
Super.
He does grab the dragon.
Fight skill.
Good boy.
Not good enough.
Benbow is now 9-0. He's going to try and go in some more. Still coming out from the Caitlyn. Does shoot Kagura Mari in the face. And
Now we see why Aatrox is scary.
Benbow slicing and dicing. Gonna have some
Goodbye.
Gonna have some tune in tonight.
Ouch. Yeah, 10-0 Aatrox is pretty scary, to be honest.
Yeah, I think there aren't many more things in the game that I find any more scary than Aatrox who has no deaths and double-digit kills. It's pretty terrifying.
Especially since right now he has 1,500 gold. That would be enough to buy a component of whatever he's looking for. I'm not quite sure what
Wow.
he's planning on buying with the Ruby Crystal.
Very good analysis there, you boy.
Oh, thank you. Well, I mean, like, I don't know what he's really gonna go for with the Ruby Crystal.
I don't know. He could be going for health. I don't know.
Maybe.
Very apt
I don't-
analysis.
I mean, he's probably gonna go for. I don't know if he's actually. Trying to think.
Color caster, by
Jay
the
would
way.
be good. Sorry. it's mostly like I just don't know what he's going for with the Ruby. Oh, Sterix. He's going for Sterix. That's
There
it.
you
I
go.
got it. Don't worry. I'm just thinking.
Figured it
I'm
out
a little
eventually.
slow in the brain today.
Eh.
Forgive me.
And a big brain.
Why do you think my US name is D4 Brain Lag Roll?
That's just okay. Anyway, we see here another engage happening down bot lane or top lane. No, it's nearer top lane than bot lane. Anyway, Dromer having to just leap out a little bit, and that's gonna be all that happens there.
NA Brain Lag?
Yeah, super NA brain lag.
Yeah, it's okay. Doesn't matter. Forget that. There might
Yep.
be an engage here actually off of the Braum, but no.
Not quite gonna happen. There is
This
all
is
the
the
old
Baron
stuff.
dance.
Call the Forge God gonna get in, but it doesn't quite go through. The Nami tidal wave gonna come in though, but Danger Moose getting taken out. Super Soft does use his Zonias to try and get some health and some damage. Gets the ult, but it gets blocked up by that Braum. Double kill for the Braum. Benbow gonna grab another kill. He is 11-0 now.
Jesus.
Ooh, gets sliced.
12-0.
12-0 is this Aatrox, super strong.
And that's a Baron.
That's a Baron coming in for them here. This is gonna get taken out pretty quick here. There's no way that Toka Sentai is gonna be able to contest it. He potentially could have on his own, but
I don't think so. I think that's a death,
yeah,
to be honest.
potentially. But we don't really know exactly. We can never tell unless it happens in the ints. But yeah, that's a nice fight, and Baron going over to the side of Team FOE.
Ouch.
Super ouch.
Yeah. Aatrox right now is pretty much saying, like, climb on my back. I have you all. That's pretty much a summary of this game so far. Obviously, Alpharus has been landing some pretty good aftershocks, or shockwave ultis, and Darkonia has been landing some pretty sick ultis here and there. I think she maybe missed like 1 or 2, but for the most part, pretty exceptional. A lot of good playing here by both teams, in my opinion. It's just super unfortunate for blue side, really, that Aatrox got so far ahead.
It's
It is
also
so much pressure on them.
it's not even just that. If Aatrox was pretty even to the Ornn at this point, I feel like it would still be pretty much the same effect, considering the team fights coming out from FlashOnEm is extremely strong. They have Aatrox, Sejuani, Orianna, Braum, 4 champions with extremely high AoE, and even the Caitlyn has a lot of AoE. She's super high sustained damage too, and so it's just extremely good team fighting comp. And this is what both of these, I think, all the 10 players in this game, they like to team fight. They like to be the ones that have these big 5-on-5 fights to try and get the wins. And so the comp of FlashOnEm, I feel like, has a better one. But they see it right here. It's gonna happen. Ben's gonna try and go in with the Braum. Sejuani getting into prison. Onto the Graves, having to flash out. Shockwave coming in. Legendary again is the Aatrox. Wow, my brain sucks. But Nami gonna get taken down first in this fight. Mumu gonna get taken solo. Super Stop gonna be engaged on, but the Braum will come in to try and stop it. The Ornal
Re-engage.
Strucio gonna get a double kill. Re-engage again coming out. Benbo taking solo. Shut down. Officially feeding 13-1. Strucio flashing in to get kills. Triple kill.
Oh my God.
Quadra kill for Strucio.
When you see an ADC flash in to a team fight,
Yeah.
that's how you know the team fight's over.
And they have this Baron buff. They're going to try and push the spot wave. It is only... Nami is up and out, but it's about 15 seconds until any carry is up. And so they can potentially get an inhib off of this if they push it quick enough. I think they're just going to likely go for the tower and nothing else. They should go... They should go for more because they have the teleport from the Aatrox, but I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to play it safe and smart.
No, looks like they're going for the tier 3, maybe.
Yeah, well, they're going to go for this inhib tower at the very least. They might try and push to the inhib. They do step forward a little bit, but they don't go for it. Very smart on them to back out here.
Yep, they're basically saying, see ya, we're happy with what happened here. And that's pretty good. That's overall excellent. Playing it safe here. Definitely in their best interest, since it'd be, what is that, a 4v5, and they don't really have... They do have their ultis up, but no mana on the Orianna, low HP on the Braum. It wouldn't end very well, so...
Yeah.
What do you think they're looking for after this? What objective? Probably mid tower?
Yeah, well, they need to start pressuring multiple lanes at once. They still have a little bit on this Baron buff left, and so if they send people mid and or top and bot, they can potentially get this bot inhib for free. But they have to play it very carefully. They could get caught out while they're rotating. The Scuttle squad has a very, very good catch comp. They can very easily grab one person at a time and pull them in and grab a kill, and then it's a 5v4. And so they have to be very careful about that. But they're going to grab this Mountain Dragon for themselves. The Graves isn't anywhere in the vicinity, so the Smite is going to be pretty easy for them to get.
Yep. And
Very
that's going to be the first dragon.
For them,
Right
anyway.
side here. Yeah.
And they that's very important considering they don't have a lot of damage to towers other than Caitlyn, and Caitlyn's going to be able to apply that Mountain Trick passive very, very, very well. And
Yeah.
so...
It's also worth mentioning, like, the Baron fights now are going to be a lot better.
Yeah, that's...
With your Mountain, yeah.
And
Can
Orianna's...
actually deal damage.
Orianna's damage to Baron isn't anything to laugh at, especially with her auto attacks. The I forget what her passive is called, but the extra damage per auto attack on the same target. The Clockwork Windup, that's what it is. The Clockwork Windup does more damage to her auto attacks. Do more damage per auto. The more you attack the same target with your autos, and so
Basically an ADC.
basically the opposite of Misfortune. But anyway, the Misfortune coming in, going to try and engage on the Kagura Mori. Kagura Mori taking so low, unstoppable is Rusio. The Aatrox going to go ham, going so low under this tower, but there's a side fight going on while the Aatrox gets so taken out really low. And Mumu getting pulled in, but not going to happen. Strusio getting taken out by the Lucian. Danger is going to come and re-engage. A little bit of overextension from there by a team FlashOnEm.
It was close. I think the Orianna ulti there was just not as effective as it needed to be to really pull off that kind of tower fight.
And now they're going to try and push for this open inhib that's been open since 23 minutes. Very smart for them to try and grab this into the bot lane instead. They have to keep in mind, though, that this 13-1 Aatrox is still alive. It could potentially be something to go for. It would be a 5v3. A lot of damage coming in the Orianna, though. And they are going to try and grab it. It does finally go down, but Dargonia, under half HP. Alfarius does do a lot of damage. He is 0-3, but he does have almost 3 items, so He's
That
got
20 assists as Oriana, sorry.
yeah 0-3-20
Crazy.
support Oriana.
Actually, more kill participation and more. Wow, that's just insane. More assists than the jungler, and more assists than the support. That is crazy.
This Oriana has more kill participation than anyone in the game.
That's pretty insane. She's
Yeah.
been a part of 20 out of 25 kills. Shows how.
Oh, but Super Soft gonna get engaged on by Benbow. Benbow doing so much damage really quickly. Oh, also the Oriana, the ult coming in from the Caitlyn does get it. They could have BM'd and taken that from her, but I don't know about that one.
Decided not to.
Yeah.
8-3 to 9-3. It's kind of scary. That gives her probably almost a GA. She's only 200 gold off, I believe, of GA, and that's very, very important. That's going to make a lot of these fights a lot easier. So, oh no, she's 800 gold off. So that gave her as much gold as she needed for the GA. That's very, very, very important, especially when Caitlyn kind of looks like she's more frontline-esque right now. Especially if she had that GA under the tower dive for the tier 2 mid lane, maybe it would have turned out better. Not sure, but maybe we'll see a rerun of it where she does have GA, and maybe it'll be effective.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
It's gonna be interesting.
We'll
Baron's up soon.
Baron is up in 15 seconds, and all of FlashOnEm has gone back except for the Braum, and Braum could have gotten circled around on there. He is sticking around just to keep like priority over that area, but double pink ward on that pixel bush there. Decides to replace it on the Baron pit.
Pretty important. Looks like both teams are just going to constantly be posturing around Baron here. It is worth mentioning, Benbow does have the teleport, so he can get here from bot tower pretty much instantly.
Yep. But Caitlyn
Doesn't have ulti yet, though.
Caitlyn is having to deal with the sprint minions mid lane, and so that leaves the Scuttle squad able to grab up this Baron pretty easily.
Nami ulti coming down.
Nami ulti being used right there. This would be a good time to engage. The Braum shield blocking so much damage from the Golem, Glacial Fisher, and the probably coming in. Call the Forge God though not being able to be used, but
Miss.
Mumu going really low down. A lot of damage coming out. Aatrox going off in this fight along with Shreester. Double kill for the Caitlyn. Not gonna quite get a triple kill. Double kill for 2 members on this team, and all the while they are
Is that game?
that is not a game considering they don't have a mini wave in any lane. And they do have to grab that Baron really quickly and then protect their mid lane from going down. But it does propel them even further in the lead than they already are. Right now they're about 9,000 gold in the lead. This should put them over 10,000 at this point.
Yeah, that's ultimately so terrifying. Right there, I believe one of the major issues with that fight was Ornn didn't really properly get his Forge God off. I believe he got CC'd and just barely missed the knockup. And that was pretty major because that made it so Benbow gets all of his damage off. That made it so Strutio's in the back still also getting his damage off.
Yeah.
Completely uninhibited. And there is no opening whatsoever on the backline there. Strutio did huge amounts of damage to that fight. And it just goes to show really now 4-item Caitlyn completely demolishing the game, and that's just utterly terrifying.
Yeah, it is. Now, 4-item Caitlyn, Infinity Edge, Storm Razor, wow, my brain just stopped working, Rapid Fire Cannon, and then GA. And a little bit of a lifesteal with that Vampiric Scepter. That's going to be so much damage coming out from this Caitlyn at an extremely long range. And at the same time, you also have that Aatrox going to be going in on your face as well.
Graves might get caught here.
Yeah, Graves is kind of out a little bit here. He is just going to blast him over the wall. They could potentially chase for this, but yeah, both teams know what's going on, and they need to be really careful. Each team can get caught out here.
He's probably going to go down.
Yeah, Graves did finally get caught, but that's what you wanted. But that's what you wanted in Aatrox, so it's going to take a second for him to go down. He does get taken out in just a second here. He is going to go down. There we go.
Okay. I was going to say, what if he kites this thing out and actually manages to get a double kill?
He'd be a god then.
Call this man a literal legend.
Yeah.
So Storm Razor did so much damage there.
Yeah, it really did. It did an absolute ton of damage. And so we see that the...
This is Elder, right?
Yeah, this
should be Elder.
This should be Elder Drake going down. It's only one Drake for Team FOE, but it is a Mountain Drake. It is going to help their neutral damage, neutral objective damage, and tower damage as well. But the Caitlyn now has to go mid to try and protect that mid lane from going down. That is going to be the last wave of super minions, though, and so we see that the damage coming in from both sides is going to be very, very, very hard to watch, considering we have a 14-1 Aatrox, a 5-3 Sedge, almost 80% kill participation Oriana, an 11-3 Caitlyn, very tanky Braum. The damage and the tank line coming out from FlashOnEm is very, very strong. The only one who isn't very strong is the Braum, but you don't really need Braum to be super strong. You just need him to be a tank and do tank things. And so,
Yep.
the CC coming out from Braum is going to be very, is going to be what we need to watch out for, especially if Supersop can't really get into the fight. He was the linchpin for the team for the early part of the game, and he doesn't have that anymore. He doesn't have that lead that he had early on, and so I feel like a hard engage is about to happen here in just a minute.
Definitely. We could be seeing a Sejuani ulti right now. Wait, that could be it, actually. That is Benbow catching Wumumu. I don't think it's going to be enough, though.
No,
this should be a free inhibitor.
Yeah, this inhibitor does go down, and they are going to rotate
They're
out.
going to back off?
Yeah, they're gonna back off. They're gonna slide their way on out of there. I do think that's probably the right call, considering they still have Baron and they're able to go, or Elder, I mean, and they have other lanes to go to. They can grab this mid wave that's been building up for the last minute or so, and try and push mid with it. And
Yep.
that
Especially
Baron,
with Elder just vanished, right? Oh no,
the
the
Baron.
particle just vanished for some reason.
Baron, no, that was Baron that just went on.
That was Baron. Yeah, I also didn't see the arrow particle. Looks like this might be an engage here.
No,
Nope.
they're not quite engaged. The
Almost.
Graceful Person coming out right now. Call the Forge God coming out to try and hit someone. One person getting hit
Shushu
by
got
either
hit.
one of those abilities. The Tidal Wave coming in. The Fishy's going to try and land, but it gets blocked up by the Braum. Moomba getting the focus here, but the Shockwave onto zero. Moomba getting taken out. Benbo's ult is right there. Colin going to take out the Aatrox. It's a one for the Aatrox passive at this point. But Darkonia getting taken out really low. She gets shut down.
Is this the throw?
It could very much be the throw.
Goodbye to 3 members, but they're all so low. Strusio might get a turn here.
Yeah, they might. Strucio has a lot of damage. He's extremely low, high on HP too, so he could. Oh, crit onto the
Goodbye.
Nami. Ooh, that's a lot of damage too. Oh my god.
Oh, the ulti?
Doesn't quite take him out. The
Looks
Grave is
like-
blocked.
Yeah. Damn, that was very, very close, but looks like that's a free inhibitor? If they decide to go for it. Maybe not. Maybe they're just going to take the jungle.
Yeah, they take the jungle and the top wave on the way out, and that's going to be about it. They're going to give Alfarius that blue buff. I hope so. Anyway, yeah, they do.
Of course.
As a
I think
mid
they
lane,
have to.
as a mid lane main, it would tilt me if they didn't. But they're
Agreed.
just gonna go back, reset. They do not have Elder Dragon anymore, and so they need to be smart about the way they play these fights now. They are basically all at full items. The Aatrox has 5.5 items. The Sejuani is at 4, but she's for pink wards. Like, they're all really far where they need to be. They need to be super tanky or super damagey, and so they just need to play the fights right at this point. They need to peel for Strucio, and if the hard engage doesn't work, then they just need to back off and peel. And that's going to be what they need to work on the most very quickly right now. They need to push these lanes, get these towers, and try and get into the base. But the wave clear is very strong for the Scuttle squad. The Lucian and the Swain are really good at clearing it out. And so it's all going to be down to this next fight that happens.
Or maybe not. Maybe they could just trade 4 for 4 and nothing happens, but we'll see. Righteous Glory coming out from Braum? Not gonna get
Dromer
effect.
just going to try and scare them off a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like that just kind of guaranteed a minion wave, but instantly got cleared, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Not much to say. It definitely would be pretty hard for really Red Side to mess up their fights here with such an insane comp. It really relies on pretty much everyone just straight up missing their ulti.
Oh yeah, but the engage
I don't
coming
see
in,
that
Tidal Wave, Shockwave, and the ults coming out, Glacial Prison coming in. The Glacial Prison was burned early, Call of Force God finally coming out, but Tarucio is unstoppable, but trades this, the live trader from Nami for the jungler. It's easy C, says the Braum, but 3 members going down, that it's likely going to be game. Bembo is still up, it's 3 for 1. With the super minions in bot side, it's potentially going to be game.
I think this is going to be game. We might see it.
This could be it. They're going to go for it. When we were going to get taken really low, not going to quite happen, but Lucian going to try
And
and go
Sentai
in.
play this perfectly.
He does not quite get it. He doesn't quite get the Ornn or the Braum, but the Nexus now exposed, open,
Close.
ready to go. Strucio
Ha.
does grab it. 2-0. Flash on him
That's
over
gonna be game.
Scuttle Squad. Flash on him
Pretty hype
is
last game.
Flash on him is now your EU Learning 5's tournament champions. GG, well played. Congratulations to Team Flash on him.
Yeah, very, very well played. Showing why they got to the finals. I think both teams, this game at least, did perform fairly well in the early game, but just Benbow applied all that pressure. And the amount of picks that Darkonia got was pretty insane. And they got so far ahead that even if they got engaged on or caught, it just didn't matter. Like, that was a very good last pick, right? With the Swain Poland, but it just wasn't enough.
Yep. But with that, that is just our first tournament finals. We have 2 more on the way, but that's going to happen. One on Saturday, one on Sunday later in the evening. The times are 10 p.m. PST for the one on Saturday, and it's looking like 7 p.m. 10 p.m. EST, sorry. And 7 p.m. EST on Sunday. So keep tuned. Stay tuned for that. Jesus. And
It's going to be my team, so watch.
yeah, the one on Sunday.
The
But
Sunday one.
yep. So keep watch. I'll be pinging everyone when that happens. But yep, we'll see you guys then, and have fun.